Ladies and gentlemen, there's a truth that few are willing to confront. Growth is not easy. In fact, to truly grow, to rise above the ordinary, you must be willing to face discomfort, struggle, and yes, even suffering. But understand this, it's in that suffering that your potential is unlocked. Your true strength is revealed. Without the struggle, without the pain, growth cannot happen. Growth is not an easy journey. In fact, growth is rarely a straight line. It's a path filled with twists, turns, and moments that will test your limits. The road to success is paved with obstacles, and more often than not, the path leads us through discomfort. But let me tell you something, this discomfort, this resistance is not something to fear. It is something to embrace because it is the very thing that makes us stronger. Think about the muscles in your body. You don't build muscle by sitting back and relaxing. No, to build muscle, you must subject it to resistance. You pick up the weights, you push yourself beyond what seems comfortable, and the fibers in your muscles tear. It's painful, it's hard. And there are times when you wonder if you can keep going. But here's the incredible thing, when those muscles repair, they grow back stronger than before. The resistance, the pain, the struggle, it's all part of the process. Without that resistance, those muscles would never grow. Now, take this lesson from the gym and apply it to your life. In life, we all face struggles, and I can promise you this, they will shape you. The struggles you face today are not meant to break you. They are meant to mold you into the person you are destined to become. The hardships you encounter are the very things that will build your character, strengthen your resolve, and prepare you for the future. But here's the catch: most people run from hardship. They avoid the discomfort, the uncertainty, and the fear that come with change. They seek comfort, safety, and predictability. But comfort is not the path to growth. If you want to grow, you must face the discomfort head on. You must embrace the struggle, because it is in the struggle that your true potential is unlocked. You see, life will never stop challenging you. There will always be obstacles, always be moments of doubt, always be times when the road seems impossibly difficult. But those moments of struggle are not the end. They are the beginning. They are the moments when you get to decide, will you give up? Or will you rise to the challenge? Will you let the struggle defeat you, or will you use it to fuel your growth? When you choose to face adversity, when you choose to press forward in the face of hardship, you are choosing to become stronger, wiser, and more capable. Every time you overcome a challenge, no matter how small or large, you are building the foundation for a future version of yourself that is far more powerful than the person you are today. So don't shy away from difficulty. Don't run from the discomfort of growth. Lean into it. Embrace it. For it is only through the struggle that you will find the strength, the wisdom, and the resilience you need to achieve greatness. Life will challenge you, but it will also transform you. The person you are becoming is being shaped by every challenge you face, and through that process, you will become the best version of yourself. So, step into the struggle. Welcome it, and trust that through it you will grow. Suffering is not something we can escape, nor should we try. If you are serious about realizing your full potential, you must come to terms with this truth: suffering is not optional, it's essential. It is not a random event that simply happens to us. Suffering is something that happens for us. It is not a punishment, but a process of growth, a necessary ingredient in the recipe for success. When we face suffering, we often feel alone, defeated, and unsure of the road ahead. But it is in these moments, when we are pushed to our limits, that we discover our true strength. It is in the midst of pain that we build resilience, patience, and an unshakable will to keep moving forward. These are not qualities we are born with, they are forged through struggle. And without struggle, we would remain ordinary, going through life without ever discovering what we are truly capable of. Think about the people who inspire you, the ones who have reached great heights in their lives. Do you believe they got there by avoiding the hardships? No, they got there by leaning into the pain. They didn't shy away from the discomfort, they ran toward it. They knew that every setback was a lesson in disguise, every failure a stepping stone to success. They didn't just survive their suffering, they learned from it, grew from it, and ultimately emerged stronger because of it. When life gets tough, we often want to retreat, to run, to escape the pain. We look for shortcuts or ways to bypass the struggle. But here's the thing, when you avoid suffering, you are also avoiding growth. You are denying yourself the opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more capable. True transformation happens when you face challenges head-on, when you press forward even when it feels like everything is against you. Think about it this way: suffering is like a forge, and you are the metal being shaped. If you want to become something valuable, something extraordinary, you must first be placed in the fire. It will be uncomfortable. It will stretch you. But when the process is complete, you will be stronger, more refined, and more powerful than ever before. The people who achieve success, the ones who make a real difference in the world, are the ones who understand this fundamental truth. They are not immune to pain, to loss, or to failure. They experience all of it, just like you and me. But they don't let it break them. Instead, they use it to fuel their journey. They understand that suffering is not the end of the road, it's a part of the path to greatness. So the next time you encounter pain, the next time you face a challenge, don't run from it. Don't wish it away. Embrace it, because it is through suffering that you will discover who you truly are and what you are truly capable of. You are stronger than you know, and it is in the fires of life that you will find your true power. Suffering is not something to fear, it is something to welcome, because through it you will become the person you were always meant to be. We live in a world where everyone wants things fast. Quick fixes, instant gratification, shortcuts, this is what society sells us every day. But here's the truth, that no one really wants to hear real success, the kind that truly changes lives, doesn't come overnight. It's a long road, a path that is often steep, filled with obstacles, and paved with difficulty. The greatest rewards, the ones that make the journey worthwhile, are always on the other side of pain. Think about the most significant achievements in your life. Were they easy to come by? Were they handed to you on a silver platter? Of course not. The things that are truly worth having, the relationships, the careers, the dreams, come with their own set of challenges, obstacles, and struggles. Nothing valuable in this life comes without effort. If it was easy, everyone would have it. But the truth is, the things that truly matter are reserved for those who are willing to endure the pain, the discomfort, and the struggles that others are too afraid to face. If you ask anyone who has achieved something remarkable, they'll tell you the same thing: the journey was anything but easy. There were times when they wanted to quit, times when they doubted themselves, and times when they thought the pain was more than they could bear. But here's the key: they didn't quit. They kept going. They kept moving forward, even when the road was rough and the reward seemed distant. And when they finally reached their goal, when they stood on the other side of their suffering, they realized something powerful: it was worth every moment of discomfort, every ounce of effort, every ounce of energy spent. The greater the challenge, the greater the reward. You cannot have one without the other. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you must be willing to pay the price. And that price is rarely cheap. It takes hard work, sacrifice, and an unshakable belief that the rewards will come if you keep pressing forward. Success is not about taking the easy route, it's about taking the road less traveled, the road that others fear, the road that challenges you, stretches you, and forces you to grow. And on the other side of that road, after all the pain, you will find the rewards that most people will never know because they were too afraid to take that first step. So when you find yourself struggling, when the weight of the journey seems unbearable, remember this: the greatest rewards are just ahead. The more pain you endure, the greater the triumph that awaits you on the other side. The most extraordinary success stories are not about those who had it easy, they are about the people who faced incredible odds, pushed through the pain, and emerged stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled. Do not be afraid of the challenges that lie before you. Do not shy away from the discomfort or the struggle. These are the things that will shape you, that will mold you into someone capable of achieving greatness. Keep moving forward, no matter how hard it gets, because the reward is worth it. The greatest rewards are always on the other side of pain. Think about the process of refining gold. When gold is first mined, it's far from the gleaming metal we admire. It's raw, full of impurities, and unrefined. To transform it into something precious, it must be subjected to intense heat, unbearable temperatures that burn away the impurities. It's not a comfortable process, but it is a necessary one. The raw material is pushed beyond its limits, and through that fire, it becomes something beautiful, something of great value. Now, consider your own life. You are, in many ways, like that raw piece of gold. You begin your journey full of potential, but also filled with imperfections, doubts, and fears. And just like the gold, you will face moments in life that will test you, that will push you to the brink, moments where it feels like everything is falling apart. These moments of trial, of pain, of struggle, they are not there to break you. They are there to shape you, to refine you into the person you were meant to become. The fire of life, the struggles, the challenges, they have a purpose. They burn away the weaknesses, the self-doubt, and the fear that holds you back from your true potential. They force you to confront the parts of yourself that you would rather ignore, the parts of you that need to change. And it is in these uncomfortable moments, in these times of pressure, that you discover who you really are. You find your strength, your resilience, your capacity for growth. Just like the gold, you are being refined in the fire. It's painful, it's difficult, but it's the only way to become the best version of yourself. Many people avoid this fire, afraid of the discomfort it brings, trying to protect themselves from the pain. But here's the truth: without the fire, there is no transformation. Without the heat, there is no refining. Without the struggle, there is no growth. It's in those very moments of adversity that your greatest strength is born. And while the process may be uncomfortable, the results are worth it. When you emerge from the fire, you are stronger, wiser, and more capable than you ever were before. There's a powerful truth in the way gold is refined. It becomes more valuable through the process of burning away what doesn't belong. And in the same way, the trials you face, the struggles you endure, will reveal your true value. They will strip away the doubts, the fears, and the self-imposed limitations. And what's left, the person who emerges from the fire, is someone who is stronger, more resilient, and more focused on their purpose. So don't fear the fire. Don't shy away from the struggles or the challenges that come your way. Embrace them. Recognize that they are shaping you, they are refining you, and they are making you into the best version of yourself. The fire that burns you today will be the one that forges you into something greater tomorrow. You are being shaped for greatness, and it is in the fire that your true potential is revealed. When you begin to understand that discomfort is not something to avoid, but something to embrace, your entire perspective on life shifts. It's a transformation in thinking. For most of us, pain is something we run from. We see it as a signal that something is wrong, that we need to retreat, to find safety. But what if I told you that pain is not the enemy? What if I told you that pain is the very thing that will shape you into the person you are meant to become? When you change your view of discomfort, when you begin to accept that it's the gateway to transformation, you no longer shy away from it. Instead, you walk straight toward it. You welcome it as an opportunity for growth. This shift is not easy, and it's not natural. Most people spend their entire lives trying to avoid pain, hoping to find a life that is free of struggle. But here's the truth: growth does not happen in comfort zones. The things that really matter in life, the things that are worth fighting for, are not found on the other side of easy. They are found through the obstacles we face, the challenges that force us to grow, and the moments that test our resolve. When you begin to embrace pain, you see it for what it truly is: an opportunity to grow stronger, Every obstacle you encounter is a lesson, every setback is a step forward, and every failure is simply the foundation for future success. The greatest lessons in life do not come from the things we do right, they come from the things we do wrong, from the mistakes we make, from the pain we experience. Pain, in its raw form, is the catalyst that helps us break through the barriers that hold us back. It strips away the parts of us that are weak, that are afraid, that are unwilling to go further. And what's left after that pain is a version of you that is stronger, more resilient, and ready for whatever comes next. But here's the key: pain does not define you. It refines you. It shapes you, molds you, and prepares you for the future. The road to success is not paved with perfection, it's paved with the scars of experience, the lessons learned from the hard times, and the strength that comes from standing up after every fall. When you experience pain, you can either choose to let it break you, or you can choose to let it refine you. You can allow the hardships to defeat you, to make you question your worth, or you can use them as the fuel that drives you forward. Pain is inevitable. It will find you whether you seek it or not. But how you respond to it, how you let it affect you, is what will determine your future. Will you allow pain to make you stronger, or will you let it hold you back? The choice is yours. Embrace the pain. Embrace the change. Understand that every obstacle, every difficulty, every failure is not the end of the road, it's just the beginning of your transformation. Each challenge is shaping you into the person who can handle what's coming next. And when you look back, you will see that the pain was never something to fear. It was the thing that made you who you are, and the thing that prepared you for what's yet to come. If you want to remain where you are, if you want to live a life of mediocrity, then by all means, avoid discomfort. Stay in your comfort zone, keep things predictable, and continue to do the same things day in and day out. But understand this: if you choose comfort, you choose a life that will never stretch you, never push you to become the best version of yourself. Mediocrity doesn't demand much from you. It's easy, it's familiar, and it's safe. But it also keeps you from the greatness you're capable of. It keeps you from the extraordinary life that awaits you if you're willing to put in the effort. Personal growth, real transformation, is uncomfortable by nature. It's not easy, and it's certainly not meant to be. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you have to challenge yourself. You have to push yourself beyond what you know, beyond what's comfortable. You have to step into the unknown with courage and refuse to turn back when things get difficult. Because here's the truth: nothing worth having comes without effort. Nothing worth achieving comes without a price. You see, personal growth doesn't happen when you are coasting along, enjoying the ease of life. It happens when you face challenges head on, when you decide to go after something that seems out of reach, when you break through barriers that you once thought were insurmountable. Every time you challenge your limits, you expand them, you grow. But in order to do that, you must be willing to be uncomfortable. You must be willing to take risks, to try things that scare you, to fail and get back up again. Growth is messy. It's imperfect. It's a process of stretching and expanding, and it requires you to be uncomfortable for a time. But here's the powerful thing about discomfort: it's not permanent. It is temporary, a necessary part of the process. The discomfort you feel today will become the strength you use tomorrow. Every time you push past a limit, you become stronger, more confident, more capable. Every time you do something that scares you, you expand your comfort zone. Every time you take a step into the unknown, you discover new parts of yourself that you never knew existed. It's the discomfort that propels you forward, that drives you to achieve more, to reach higher, and to become more than you ever thought possible. If you want to grow, if you want to live an extraordinary life, you cannot avoid discomfort. You cannot shy away from the hard work, the sacrifice, and the challenges that come with personal growth. Instead, you must embrace them. You must understand that growth is not about staying comfortable, it's about becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable with each challenge you face. The greatest version of you exists on the other side of discomfort, on the other side of pushing past your limits. So don't run from discomfort. Don't let fear or uncertainty stop you from reaching for more. Instead, step into it with courage and conviction, knowing that it's through this discomfort that you will become the person you are meant to be. Personal growth is uncomfortable, but it is also where the magic happens. It's the only way to become extraordinary. The comfort zone is a lying friend, a deceptive companion that convinces you everything is fine, while it quietly steals your potential. It wraps you in a sense of security, telling you that you're safe, that there's no need to push any further, no need to take risks. It's a place where everything feels familiar and predictable, and that's exactly what makes it so dangerous. It makes you believe you are content, that you are happy, but what it's really doing is keeping you stagnant, keeping you from growing, and keeping you from reaching the heights you were meant to achieve. The comfort zone is a thief. It steals your future, your progress, your dreams. The truth is, nothing extraordinary happens in the comfort zone. It's a place where you settle for less than what you are capable of. It's a place where you avoid challenges, where you run away from discomfort, and where you live in a bubble of false security. And while that bubble may feel good for a time, it will ultimately leave you feeling unfulfilled, stuck, and wondering why life isn't giving you the excitement and success you desire. But here's the thing, stepping out of your comfort zone isn't easy. It brings discomfort, uncertainty, and fear. It pushes you into new territory where you don't have all the answers, where you're not sure of the outcome, and where failure is a very real possibility. But it's also where growth happens. It's where you begin to stretch beyond what you thought was possible. The discomfort you feel when you step outside the comfort zone isn't a sign to turn back. It's a sign that you are on the right path. It's a sign that you are growing, evolving, and becoming the person you were always meant to be. If you want to live a life filled with excitement, fulfillment, and success, you have to get used to feeling uncomfortable. You have to understand that it's not about seeking pain for pain's sake. It's about understanding that the pain of growth is what will make you better. It's the challenge, the struggle, the discomfort that pushes you to become stronger, smarter, and more capable. And while it may not feel good in the moment, it's exactly what you need to reach the next level. The truth is, every successful person, every person who has achieved something extraordinary, has had to step out of their comfort zone. They faced fear, uncertainty, and discomfort, but they didn't let it stop them. Instead, they used it as fuel. They embraced the discomfort, knowing that it was a sign that they were moving in the right direction. And every time they pushed through, they became better, stronger, and more capable of handling whatever came next. So don't let the comfort zone keep you trapped. Don't let it lie to you, telling you that staying where you are is enough. If you want more from life, if you want to grow, if you want to achieve greatness, you have to be willing to step out of that safe space. You have to be willing to face the discomfort and uncertainty that comes with growth. And know that on the other side of that discomfort, there is a life filled with excitement, fulfillment, and success, a life that you could never have reached if you had stayed in the comfort zone. The best version of yourself is waiting just outside that zone. It's time to step into the unknown and embrace the challenges that will shape you into the person you are destined to become. Failure is not the end. It's a chapter, a moment in the story that you are writing for yourself. Too often, people see failure as a final destination, a point from which there is no return. They believe that when they fail, they've reached the end of the road, that their dreams are dashed and their efforts were in vain. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Failure is not a sentence, it's a stepping stone. Every setback, every challenge, every obstacle you face is simply preparing you for a greater comeback. The truth is, the most successful people you admire didn't get to where they are by avoiding failure. They got there by embracing it, by understanding that failure is a natural part of the process. They didn't let their setbacks define them. They used them to fuel their comeback. When they failed, they didn't quit. They didn't throw in the towel or give up on their dreams. Instead, they got up, dusted themselves off, and moved forward with more wisdom, more strength, and more determination than before. They saw every failure as an opportunity to learn, to adjust, to become better. And that's what allowed them to rise higher than ever before. Every setback you experience is setting you up for something greater. It's preparing you for the success that's just around the corner. But you can only see that when you change your perspective. Instead of seeing failure as a negative, you need to see it as a lesson. Failure teaches you things success never can. It teaches you resilience. It teaches you how to adapt. It teaches you how to become stronger. Each time you fall, you learn more about yourself and about the world around you. Each time you get back up, you become more equipped to face the next challenge. It's in the process of rising that you gain the strength to conquer the next hurdle. And when you look back on all the setbacks, you'll realize that each one was an essential part of your journey. What makes successful people stand out is their ability to keep going when others would quit. They don't allow failure to define their worth or their future. They understand that the road to success is not straight. It's full of twists, turns, and detours. But with each failure, they become more equipped to take on the next challenge. They rise from the ashes of their setbacks, stronger, wiser, and more focused on their goals than ever before. And that's why they succeed. So when you face setbacks in your own life, when things don't go the way you planned, remember this: every setback is a setup for a comeback. It's a chance to rise, to learn, and to become more than you were before. The most successful people aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who understand that failure is simply part of the journey, a chapter in their story. And when they rise stronger, with more purpose, more drive, and more belief in themselves than ever. Keep going. Your comeback is waiting. Suffering is not something we naturally seek. It's not something we wish upon ourselves, but it is an undeniable truth of life. And here's something powerful to understand: suffering builds character. The character you develop through the struggles and pain you face will be the very thing that carries you through the hardest moments of your life. In the midst of suffering, you may feel weak, you may feel broken, but that is when you are being forged into something stronger than you ever imagined. Consider this: the person who hasn't been tested, who hasn't faced hardship, will find it difficult to handle life's inevitable storms. Life is full of challenges, some small, others massive. But it's not the easy moments that define us, it's the difficult ones. The moments that test our limits, that push us to our breaking point, are the moments that shape who we are. If you've never endured hardship, you haven't built the resilience necessary to withstand the harsh winds of life. But if you have suffered, if you have faced adversity and come out the other side, you've developed something invaluable: strength. There is a power that comes from overcoming adversity, and it's a power that no one can take away from you. It's the power of resilience, of determination, of grit. The person who has stood firm in the face of struggle, who has refused to give up, is the person who will remain unshaken when the next storm comes. They've learned that pain is not permanent, it's temporary, and it's something they can rise above. They've learned that in every struggle, there is a lesson, and every lesson makes them stronger. You see, it's not just the suffering that matters, it's what you do with it. The more you endure, the more you grow. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to develop deeper levels of strength, of wisdom, and of character. The person who has been through the fire, who has endured the trials and emerged victorious, is the one who is truly prepared for what's next. This is the foundation of success. It's not built on ease or comfort, but on the ability to rise above, to keep going when others might quit, to stand tall in the face of adversity. The truth is, the road to success is never a straight path. It's full of bumps, detours, and obstacles. But each obstacle is an opportunity to build more character, more resilience, more strength. The more you endure, the more you grow. The more you face, the more you become. And when life presents you with another challenge, you won't be afraid. You'll stand firm, knowing that you have faced hardship before and come out stronger for it. So if you're going through a difficult time, don't run from it. Embrace it. Understand that this is the moment where your character is being built. This is where your strength is being forged. The suffering you face today will be the very thing that carries you through tomorrow's challenges. Stand firm. The foundation of success is being laid, brick by brick, through every hardship you overcome. And when you rise from it, you will rise stronger, wiser, and more capable than ever before. At the end of the day, the power to grow lies in your hands. You are the architect of your own growth. Life will throw its challenges your way, and how you respond to them is what determines the trajectory of your life. There will be moments of difficulty, times when the weight of the world seems to rest on your shoulders. But it is in these moments that your true character and strength are forged. The question you must ask yourself is, how will you respond? You see, you can choose to let life's hardships break you, or you can choose to let them build you. Life doesn't always go the way we want. We face obstacles, setbacks, and struggles that sometimes feel insurmountable. But what defines you, what shapes your future, is not the hardships themselves, it's how you choose to deal with them. Will you face adversity with strength and resilience? Or will you allow fear and doubt to dictate your path? Will you rise to the occasion, or will you shrink back, retreating to the safety of your comfort zone? Your growth is not a matter of luck. It is not a random occurrence or something that happens to you by chance. Growth is a direct result of the decisions you make, especially in the difficult moments. When the road gets tough, when you face adversity, that's when your true growth begins. It's easy to grow when everything is smooth, when the skies are clear and life is going according to plan. But it is when the storm comes, when everything is uncertain, that your real growth occurs. That's when you build the strength, the resilience, the character, and the wisdom that will carry you forward. Every hardship is an opportunity. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is a chance to grow stronger. You must understand that growth doesn't come without struggle. If you want to become the person you're capable of being, you must embrace the struggle, because it's through suffering that growth happens. It's through enduring life's difficulties that you become the person who can handle even greater challenges in the future. This is the crucial truth: growth is not a passive experience. You have to actively choose it. You have to make the decision in the face of adversity to rise, to get up when you fall, to keep going when you want to quit. No one can make this decision for you. The power to grow, to change, to become better is entirely in your hands. And when you make the decision to face challenges with courage, to face your fears head on, you are taking control of your destiny. You are choosing to rise above the limitations that life tries to place on you. Remember, the choice is always yours. You can choose to stay where you are, to live in fear, to avoid discomfort. Or you can choose to embrace the pain, the struggle, the discomfort of growth. You can choose to allow life's hardships to break you. Or you can choose to let them build you into a stronger, wiser, more resilient person. To grow, you must suffer, but with every step through the struggle, you are becoming the person you were meant to be. You are the architect of your growth, and your future is waiting to be built by the decisions you make today. Growth and suffering are inseparable. They go hand in hand. If you want to become more than you are today, you must embrace the challenges that come your way. You must understand that suffering is not the enemy, it's the very thing that will shape you into who you are meant to be. Stand firm in the face of adversity. Push through the pain, because on the other side of suffering lies the person you were always meant to become.